Am I the a-hole for offering to support my stepbro's pregnant GF? My stepbrother Ellison and I never really got along. He's always resented his dad for what went down with his mom, and he's resented my mom and me for becoming his new family. It's been tense between us from the start. 2 years into our parents' marriage, Ellison had to move in with us because his mom passed away. It was a rough adjustment for everyone. Ellison was understandably a wreck, but he made sure we all shared in his misery. He fought with everyone, broke every rule in the house, stayed drunk, and got caught with girls multiple times. It was like he was trying to act out as much as possible to show how much he hated being part of our family. Eventually, things started to calm down a little bit when he met his girlfriend through me. I was mortified at first. My very unstable and overly experienced stepbrother was constantly throwing himself at my friend Allie, who wasn't even allowed to date at that time, every chance he got. I wanted to say something to her or warn her, but my mom was so relieved that Ellison had started being nicer to me. He didn't want Allie to think he was a jerk, I guess, so for the sake of peace, I decided not to poke the bear and kept quiet. Surprisingly, Ellison managed to start dating her, and ever since, I've felt somewhat responsible for any turmoil in her life as a result of him. Especially now that he's gotten her pregnant, I was her friend. I should have warned her about him, but I didn't. I don't have any solid evidence, but I've always suspected that he cheats on her. Especially now because of his job, which sometimes requires him to be away. He'd told me before that he would never let a girl tie him down. Then suddenly, he's committed to my friend. That just doesn't add up. I'm sure he's just hiding it from me in case I decide to snitch on him. Ellison is in the army now, and because of rising tensions overseas, deployment is likely. I asked my friend what she would do once Ellison is out of the picture, and she seemed confused by the question. I clarified that I was talking about possible deployment and his overall unreliability. I guess I understand why people say love is blind, because she acted like she had no idea what I was talking about. I broke it down further, explaining that if he gets deployed, he probably won't send her any money for the baby, and he wouldn't have to because they aren't married. If he's gotten her pregnant and still hasn't taken her to the altar, chances are he won't at all. I knew I upset her, understandably so, but I feel like her feelings are less important than the reality of her situation. She needs a solid plan to take care of herself and her baby. Since I feel partly responsible for them getting together, I told her I would support her when he inevitably bails. I thought I was making a very generous offer, so imagine my surprise when Ellison called and cussed me out. He said I overstepped and filled his girlfriend's head with bullshit for no reason. I told him I was only looking out for my friend, and if I was so full of it, he should show us a ring. His response was basically that I needed to mind my own business, that he has a ring which I highly doubt. Where is it? And that his love life was none of my concern. I'm not worried about Ellison's love life, I'm worried about Allie and the baby. Then he said I shouldn't contact her if I'm going to spew BS to get Allie worked up, but he's not my boss and I'm not spewing BS, so I did try to reach out to her again. Now, she's not answering my calls or texts, so all I have to go off of is Ellison's word that apparently I'm in a hole for offering to help. Am I really in the wrong here? I just want to make sure Allie is prepared for whatever might happen.